Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Apostle Obsonate playthrough with Ike Upscribe. I'm System Chalk, and as always, if you would like to get notifications for this stream, or this broadcast rather, I'm used to streaming, you can always hit the subscribe button for updates, and then you can hit the notification bell if you'd like to know when these things go live. I have moved up to 2 a week, and it's been working for me so far. Now, this is going to be, I'm really going to try and push for an expedition on this one. So we are going to have to deal with the weary detective chewing up our mystique, but we'll do what we can to avoid generating any more, with the exception of the painting. That will probably generate some reputation for us, but, you know, I can't have everything. We're going to swell our ranks. We still need to get our final winter disciple. And then at that point, we're going to board and do our best to make things work. So let's pick some inspiration for our painting. Let's take my glimmering, so I'll make it a mood piece. This should have an impact. The Painted River, we got an erudition for it. I'm ready to improve. We still don't have our maximum level, so this may still work out for us, but the Painted River runs from a great chamber near the White Door, far through the manses, to its far edge, where it enters a painted delta of far cloud. I voyaged half its length last night, with a stern-faced captain beneath a rust-red sail. As the clouds rose before us, the sailors raised a yearning shanty and close-hauled the sails to best use the painted wind. All the while, the captain and I discoursed of the secrets of the House of the Sun. So we will go back to the Mansis. I don't really have any reason not to do these dreams right now. Found some place unusual. So let's leave it until we've got Eau Claire where we need them. After that, we give up. Actually, before I do anything else, let's go to Oriflamme's. And let's sell our copy of Kerner and good. We perch on alarming Rietveld chairs in a windowless auction room with vividly burnt orange walls, waiting for the auctioneer to announce what he's offering. The reek of new paint makes the brain spin. This oddity is probably worth something, but it's hard to be sure. So another season to spit. Well, we knew that was coming, so I could spend money on paints, or perhaps I could find more exotic pigments. Now, it may be a more valuable painting, and we may actually wind up getting more from it, but I do want to make sure that my funds are being used for my expeditions. It is always possible that paintings will produce no money. In pain we are born, in hunger we are embraced, in delight we are devoured. These are the gates of the body, and this is her promise. Not all that is born decays. In remembrance of that promise, we give ourselves to the feast. And now we've got Eau Claire, the disciple. Eau Claire rarely speaks. She chooses her words with care. Even her movements have become economical. She is never seen to blink. So here we've kind of got our A-team. The only thing that's really different here is Saliba is currently operating against the Long, and I suspect they won't be available in time for the Hebe Stanton, but we'll find other ways of dealing with our obstacles. So at this point here, once the Explorer becomes available, we'll make some progress. Now, I don't want to be generating any more mystique, so at this point, it makes as much sense to me, it seems, to just start getting more people inside the cult and to level them up. First thing I'll do is actually get them inside the cult. We'll probably need heart more than anything in terms of being able to manage our reputation. So let's bring Leo into the fold. Leo is an earnest sort with an interest in the occult. He hangs on your hints about the invisible arts. So we will... Oh. There's my red secret. This one is ready. I have not shirked. So it looks like the Long is resting. This is going to make them more dangerous. This is actually an outcome I should not be looking forward to. This is work I can be proud of. With enough publicity, it will sell. My recent work is considered significant. I may yet earn a living from this, but nothing is certain. Right, so let's see how much we're dealing with as far as mystique goes. Alright, we're Still at 3, that's good, and we basically got our time back, is the way to think about that. So, murmurs in the audience. For whatever unlikely reason, my item has caught the fancy of the bidders. This is good news for me here. It just means that I'm going to make more money off of the book, but it is going to take longer. So many words, such little time. I will keep my reference works close to hand. So we're now a scholar of Sanskrit. Now this still isn't going to help us with Lord Franklin Bancroft's diaries. So the question is, what do I want to do with my study verb right now? I could try and upgrade the secret histories. This is where it becomes a little bit interesting with regards to knowledge. So I'll need erudition or an HQ with a library. I think what I want to do here, though, is I'm going to start reading whatever's to hand. The world is awash in printed words. Even newspapers contain knowledge sometimes. Now we don't need the Forgotten Chronicle anymore, so here let's go back to the Painted River, and we got Fascination. I kind of suspected I might do that. I should have said that ahead of time, but I have a way of dealing with it. So, light leaks through the cracks. My mind is brighter than it ever was. The higher I rise, the more I see. I dreamt of the manses behind the white door, of the great space above the orchard, the space that overlooks the bounds, the space where the vagabond once painted her river. Painted ships passed upon the painted river. I met the painted eyes of a painted captain. She saluted, and the motion was like the layered movement of clouds. The sail of the ship was amber, and the captain's eyes the green of new barley, and the river aquamarine. Now that I'm awake, I see those colors still. So we have a fleeting reminiscence. Just a few seconds. I was a little uncertain about it, but it's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I have fleeting reminiscence. So this is having an escape mechanism always allows for a little experimentation. And again, we don't need dream for any of the plans. So the auctioneer's gavel bangs. My item has sold. So right now I'm considering expeditions a higher priority than acquiring books. Although I do still want to finish off Moorlands at some point. But let's go to the Hebe Stanton. Let's finish that job. Now, I don't really recall what we're up against. I suspect we're probably going to need to sneak, so I'll bring in some moth followers. Other than that, it's anyone's guess, really. So, a battered but surprisingly plush steamer, much used by actors fleeing scandal, by shy millionaires, by occult scholars who feel safer when with moving water under them, and just once by the Legia Club, who chartered the whole ship for the use of 7 cabins. So, like I said, let's commit to a path. In this case, we will add actually, there's 2 ways of doing this. I can commit fully to an approach, or I can divide it. You know what? Let's do Yzabet and Neville. Yzabet was just here, just a moment ago. Just here, almost certainly. And Neville's gaze has grown furtive, and his voice is sometimes shrill. He speaks freely of his dreams. So the reason I'm doing this is what I'm likely going to want to do if I'm robbing a ship. Well, I'm probably going to want to sneak, and I'm probably going to want to open doors. But we can read the text to see if there's any hints. It is rare for passenger vessels to visit the grim island where the Hebe Stanton is docking, but we can charter a fishing boat and trust the sea behaves. The real work of passing guards and doors will begin when we get on board. So, pretty good guess. I will not forget the savor I've given them. Leo is an earnest sort, but he's prepared to do what he must. So we've added Leo to the group. Oop, I'm running out of space. And let's move them up right away. My follower will kneel as a novice and rise as an initiate. I will administer the necessary oaths myself. What's coming up? Alright, we get another vial of blood. Our expedition plans for the next challenge. It'll consume funds. I can add funds now, or I could send another follower. So, warded door, watchers, I forgot about the Western Sea, so we will need to add more money. Most of these islands are well known to the histories, but our destination lies in wild, uncharted reaches. We will need heart or forge to survive. Well, we've got a surplus of heart followers, so we'll send Dorothy in. Dorothy's enthusiasm has become an obsession. She will not cease, and how she loves to dance. So let's add the bodies that we need, but I am also going to need to add funds. Oops. Clerks file out in silence. I'm free for now. I really screwed that up. Everything else kind of seems balanced out though, so we're fine. Let's risk another painting. Oh wow, we've already got our staleness. Alright. You never know, this might be a living. And we'll take my lesson learnt. The words contain knowledge, and now I contain it. It's a little like theft, a little like feasting, and a little like the progress of an infectious disease. And we're going to do that again with my reason. One of the other things that will happen as I continue using Lantern is I will potentially generate more erudition. So I'm not going to go hard to try and upgrade my reason, but it seems to be the best goal for me to sort of work towards. With that in mind, let's go back to the dream. Now with that in mind, there's other ways that I can potentially generate some other cards that are useful to me through Dream, but I'm not going to... It's not all hands on deck, it's more targets of opportunity. Stag door is the Adept's Gate. To pass through it is to be initiated in the first tree mystery of the House of the Sun. The head Gearby weeps to see me enter where it cannot, but it must let me pass. The scarred valves of the door grind open. And in pain we are born, in hunger we are embraced, in delight we are devoured. These are the gates of the body, and this is her promise. Not all that is born decays. In remembrance of that promise, we give ourselves to the feast. Leo still yearns to preserve what is good and valuable, but he understands that to protect one's ideals, one must sometimes do questionable things. Oh, we're gonna get you on that right away, my friend. Alright. So, I suppose, I guess the question is, do I want to bring in Porter and Victor, or do I want to upgrade Tristan? And I think in this case I'll upgrade who I already have. So, we've got Tristan. Tristan dislikes distractions. Tristan likes results. And we'll give them the Anthic elaboration. They will kneel as a novice and rise as an initiate. And I'm still administering the necessary oaths myself, although I might be doing so at a canvas. Alright, so the exotic cravings are upon us. We have another season of suspicion, but again, I don't really have that much to worry about there. I could spend money on paints, or perhaps I could find more exotic pigments. I still should probably figure out what I want to do with the Delightful Blood. This thing... Oh, nope, it's not going to expand. We know exactly what we want to do with it. Our mortal enemy has allies and resources in many nations. They move slowly, but as time passes, they will bring more and more of those allies and resources to bear against us. And they have increased their might, so there's 2 dimensions on which they can do some real progress now. This is work I can be proud of. With enough publicity, it will sell. The recent work is considered significant. I may yet earn a living from this, but nothing is certain. So the good news is we don't really seem to be oh no, we did generate new Mystique. That's a pity. We'll probably wind up... generating, or getting the notoriety then, but that's life. Scratching of pens, the sourness of dust, the sighing of the younger Glover, and the greedy gurgling of the elder. Let's do the Painted River again. The attention of the hours is drawn to the bloodiest wars. Afterwards, the histories are braided like hair. There is a great chamber in the Mansis through which the Painted River flows. The vagabond, it is claimed, painted it from memory in the years before she left the house. Certainly there are histories concealed in its design. I traced them with my hand last night. There were fragments of aquamarine beneath my nails, flecks of gold leaf when I was done. So, Stag Door is really where I can be getting... It's the most reliable way for me to get the... the most reliable way for me to get these Forbidden Epics now, so we'll move forward with that. And Tristan will do what is necessary to create. Sometimes one must first destroy. So I'm going to take a second here and think about my talk verb. Who do I want to use it on? Do I want to bring Porter and Victor inside? I don't want to bring in new followers because that will generate reputation. Is there anything else that I can be doing with that right now? No. So Porter was a barber until the court case. You might be able to recruit this acquaintance as a follower. Oh my goodness. I completely lost track of the expedition. So we very fortunately got past the first obstacle without the optimal group. So if storm strike, the sister and witch will keep our crew and our vessel in one piece. Probably. Wave lashed and sea spattered, sun scorched and salt stained, but here. Our expedition plans for the next challenge. It'll consume funds. I can add funds now, or I could send another follower. So we'll add the funds right now. And I'm gonna keep a closer eye on what's going on. In this case, I will bring Porter in. This one is ready. And yeah, the Delightful Blood and the Saberous Blood will be combined in the dream, so we're fine there. We might go a little bit longer on this video just because I'd like to complete the Hebe Stanton, but if it goes too long, then I'll just pass into the next video. Oop. Okay, awake, awake. Awake, they're upon us. That way, quickly. So we can improve our chances. Let's bring Sylvia in to bring this to level 10. Look closer. Closer still. Closer. Keep looking. Closer. Now close your eyes. They will not forget the saver I've given them. Porter plies his razor and his scissors to the great advantage of his friends. And again, we'll go for the full upgrade in these cases. There's a mild temptation to use the Mystique, to use a Heart Follower to get rid of the Mystique, but I actually have other things that I want to do with that. So the clerks file out in silence. I'm free for now. So we are going to try and get rid of the staleness here. So there's this nice little advantage of, because we only have a little Mystique, that means I'm going to be adding more passion, and hopefully the result is... hopefully the end result is going to be like more opportunities to get rid of the staleness. I don't quite want to do 3 passion because that resulted in us not making any money, but let's do the Painted River again. I'm ready to improve. Painted River runs from a great chamber in the near the White Door far through the Mantis, its far edge. To its far edge, where it enters a painted delta of far cloud. I voyaged half its length last night with a stern-faced captain beneath a rust-red sail. As the clouds rose before us, the sailors raised a yearning shanty and close-hauled the sails to best use the painted wind. All the while, the captain and I discussed of the secrets of the House of the Sun. Now, the good news here is we're going to have 1 lesson learnt from the painting, which we're currently using, 1 lesson learnt here, 1 lesson learnt here. So if we can get our 4th, I believe, then we're able to do the upgrade. So first things first, I want to preserve the erudition that I have. We will go back to the Stag Door because that's going to be our best chance to get another lesson learned. What we're really looking for, though, is one of these cases where... Oh, hang on. Okay. What we're really looking for, though, is something like a lantern follower generating. Ooh, that timing's gonna hurt me with the Saberous Blood. I don't think there's anything I can do to fix that, though. We'll get the fleeting reminiscence from the dread deactivating. Uh-oh. An expedition member has fallen. Our numbers dwindle. Well, that's actually not... That's good news that we brought in Eldridge, then. They're more cunning and more numerous than we'd expected. This will end in blood for us. So we'll add Eldridge. We're going to have to add more money, too. In from the night, so we've got Saliba if we need to bring Grail in. Alright, so Yuzabet is in trouble. The wounds are grievous. Heal a wounded follower with talk. We don't have a season of... We don't have a season of... oh, crumbs. Sorry, I got this wrong. It was Porter. In Pain We're Bored... Alright, we've read this a couple times. So Porter goes unnoticed until he is ready. So we'll bring in the replacement right away. We don't have a season... we don't need to worry about the potential death. But... I think, given these complications, we're going to have to leave the conclusion of the Hebe Stanton to another time. I'm looking forward to seeing the end of this, because there's going to be some goodies that we get by the end for sure. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next week.